Good evening. Hello. Hello. I just realised I haven't got my watch on. Doesn't really matter, does it? I make it about 9ish. It's coming up to 9ish. Yeah. So let's say hello to chat. Hello, chat. Who's in chat? I'm just refreshing. We've got Rob and Dave K. Hello, Dave K. over in Switzerland. Martin and Bruni, DJ, Chief. Hello, Chiefy. Jamie, Miles, Pete, Whip It Up 69. Hello, Rog. Leanna, Spiritus, Max. Dibbers is in there. And more people are adding on and coming in as we speak because it's nearly time and people come in late, you see. Naughty step all round. We're going to be going live in, I don't know, 15 seconds or something, really. Evening, Morph. Hello, Morph. Another person who came to see us at E-Cig Expo. We'll talk about that after the titles. And I have this man with me again. Mr. Garry Dibley. Fresh back. Right? Oh, bit snotty. Fresh back from the Isle of Wight. It's the heat.
Yeah.
It's the heat. It's a combination of the heat and the pollen. It's just making me a bit itchy nosy.
Yeah, not good heat and pollen.
Yes. So we'll have some titles and then we'll just crack on with it. What do you reckon?
All right, we should.
Yeah. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Tuesday, the 30th of June. It is, yes, the 30th of June, 2015. The week after the week that was, the week after the weekend that was the E-Cig Expo. Yes. And that was a bit slow. Yes, and we had a good time, Dave Dawn, Dave Kitson and myself. And I'm sure those of you in chat can chat away to Morph and to Whip It Up 69 amongst two that came to see us on the stand, and we had a good old chat. In fact, you'll see both of those and a little bit of VT later. Yes, and maybe they didn't notice there was a camera watching everybody as as they were coming and hitting our stand. But yes, we videoed 2 days, and you're going to see the culmination of those 2 days of footage at the end of the show. Yes. So I have Mr. Dibley with me. Hello, Mr. Dibley.
You all right?
How was your weekend in the Isle of Wight?
Oh, it was lovely. It was brilliant. Really good. Good break. It was what do they call it? One of the boats race around the island boat race thing. And we went over there. Mother and father-in-law had booked a house for 2 weeks, and they said there was a spare room, so we took advantage. It was lovely weather. It was, you couldn't have wished for more. I got my kayak out, so me and my daughter were paddling around the bay. Just really good relax. Yeah, really good.
Very good. Well, I have to say my weekend was as busy. No lie-ins for me this weekend or last weekend. In fact, no lie-ins for me this weekend either because I'm working, but last weekend it was fairly busy, what with getting up to Harrogate at an early start. But it was good. We had a very good time. I think before we carry on, though, we need to let everyone know what's going on with this show, because we do have a slight announcement to make. Would you like me to do it, Garry, or do you want to do it yourself? I think you should do it.
Go on then.
Okay, here we go. Hold
No.
on screen in 2 seconds from now. There you
Yes, I'm going to have to take a little extended break. Timing unknown for the moment. It's just as I've said to the team, it's things are getting on top, and something's got to give. The day job is getting a hell of a lot more pressurised at the moment. We've got a new project that we're rolling out, and VAP Fest is coming up, and I've got nothing done for that. So I'm going to have to take my leave for a little while. Like I say, length unknown, but I shan't be going anywhere. I shan't be going, and hopefully, if I can, I'll be getting Marco some videos to play out if they're worthy. So yes, today will be my last live show, which is, yeah, bonkers. Seems very strange.
Oh, sad times, sad times. Yeah, so Garry is going to be taking a leave of absence, so it will become Vaper Scene with Mark Green for the foreseeable future. Although I will be having some guests on, yes. So keep watching, and you will see what occurs. But we do have a final MFT for the moment in part 2. I think we said, didn't we, Garry? Part 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Whip It Up says you'll be missed, Dibbers. Yes. So, hopefully Garry will be able to shove some VT our way as time allows. But it is a very difficult thing to do, to have a full-time job and also put together an hour show every week, as you can all appreciate. And as those of you who came to see us at the weekend can appreciate the amount of work that goes in to putting our shows out. So sometimes you just have to take a back foot.
Yes.
Take a back seat for a little while and get things sorted out. We are motoring along. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into some VT from the weekend. Now, there's 3 bits of VT from the weekend coming up on this week's show. Next week, I shall be bringing you some VT on some of the hardware. And tonight, you'll see some of the stuff that went on. So, without further ado, here's my first little bit of video. Yes, do enjoy. So here we are. This is day two.
Top of the world.
Day two of the E-Cig Expo in Harrogate. Yesterday was, how should we say, interesting, to say the least. What do you think, Dave?
It was interesting, to say the least.
Thank you. What do you say, Dave?
To say the least, it was interesting.
So we all agree it was, to say the least, an interesting day yesterday.
It was a good day though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. What was the best thing for you?
Best thing for me, I bought a dripper.
Thank you, Dave.
Best thing for me, I was totally stunned at the number of people that came just to see us, they said. And I believed them as well. We were quite busy all day on the stand as well, you know.
Yes, we were. We were really busy. Lots of people came to see us, and thank you so much to those of you who came over and who are possibly going to come today.
He was touched. You were touched.
Well, they won't see this video.
I was touched.
So that's going to be a
No,
bit
they will see this video.
posthumous,
Yeah, they will see this video. Yes, I was. We were all rather touched, weren't we?
Well, yes. In your case, I'm not sure who was the touched you.
I didn't get touched.
Did you not?
No.
Nobody touched you?
No, that's when I went for the coffees, wasn't it?
That'll be about right.
He went for the coffees, and Dave and I were touched.
Not by each other.
Not
heard
by
it,
each other.
I've
Not
heard
by
it.
anybody else. No, it was really good yesterday because people came to see us, which is always very nice. We always like to see.
Lots of new people, lots of new faces.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Explaining to people what we do, people who didn't know us, but like one of the best compliments we got yesterday was somebody said that they didn't think of us as like vapers, it was like a proper TV channel.
Yes, that's very true.
Wonderful
Yes.
comment, loved it.
Yes, it was very good. So that was yesterday, and today we are expecting more of the same. It being Sunday.
In about 3/4 of an hour.
Yes, doors open at 10 o'clock, and we're hoping to have a reasonable footfall during the day. And you will be seeing later on, in this little bit of VT, what we saw here. Yes. So we shall wrap it up later.
And if you've got a time,
Have you seen stuff?
I've seen stuff. There's stuff to look at.
you should mention that if anyone's got a time machine, you can come and get a free pen.
Yes. We have a free pen.
Quality free
If you would
pen.
like to send us a stamped address envelope with £900 postage, we will send you a free pen.
special effects now at 15 TV.
Cutting edge. This is all cutting edge stuff.
Next, eh?
Yeah, whatever next. We'll send you a pen. Dave Dawn will personally fly you a pen by a drone. Yes.
At a cost.
At a cost of £100 plus VAT.
3 pens, only £1 each plus postage.
Anyway, more later from us. So there you go. That was the first little bit of VT, the little Benny Hill style bit, sped up. What Dave and I did, we got there about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the Friday, and we set up the stand and everything else in about 35 minutes, and then we just had some fun because everyone else was furiously building their stands, and as you saw, there was all sorts of what have you going on, and yes. And then we went outside and we flew Dave's thing. What's it called? What's it called, Gary?
It's a drone.
Drone. That's it. We flew. Well, Dave flew his drone, which I videoed, but I haven't shown you any of that. At one point, he had it coming towards me, and it was like 2 foot above my head. It was like a swarm of bees coming towards me, but it was a bit too windy. Yes, so I went back inside. Whip it up, yes, you still owe me a pint. Yes, thank you very much. You can give that to me next time you see me. But the reason why we were touched was people, you guys were coming to see us at the stand. And it always makes our day when we meet the people who watch our stuff, because we do our stuff for you. So it's always good to talk to you and also get feedback. I was talking to some of the guys on the stand, and asking them what they liked and what they didn't like and have they any ideas, and that's really good. And I'm going to put what I was told into practice as we go forward. Yes. Ruined my hair marker. Yeah, well, no, my hair was ruined in the first place. The bit in the morning where Dave's having something to eat, he was having his breakfast because it was still early, and Dave and I had breakfast because we stayed in the same hotel, which was rather nice, I have to say. Yes, but there you go. And Spiritus, you mentioned there about your stand being simple at VAP Fest. VAP Fest is something completely different, and it always will be. And it's going to be absolutely jam-packed yet again this year, I am sure, because it's a very different vibe, VAP Fest. This show was different to Vape Jam. There wasn't so much hype going on and the loud music and the booth bunnies and all that kind of stuff. It was rather more sedate, which was nice. It was different. And I'm sure that the Vaper Expo at the NEC a week on Saturday is going to be the two as well, which is what's good. We need difference. We need good community stuff. We also need each one to be different, because if it's all the same, then it's boring. So difference is good. What do you make of that, Gary? And you were watching that as that was coming through.
Dude, it was cracking. I'm well impressed with the stand, by the way.
Yeah, it was good, isn't it?
As I mentioned, very, very good. Yeah, and 4K TV and everything. It was good stuff. But yeah, like you were saying, the events. I think having a difference is, like I say, is good. You know, why I can sort of get, you know, they're split around the country, so it gives vapors from all over the UK to have something relatively local to go to. I'm in the same boat as Spiritus. You know, I'm turning up to Vape Fest with a standard gazebo, a table, and probably a banner. You know, I couldn't afford to do one of those events, basically. And Vape Fest gives I think the opportunity to the people that can't afford to do an event like that somewhere to show your wares. And you know, it's going to be different again this year because there's the sound stage. There's going to be live entertainment in the evenings and all of that sort of stuff over the 2 days. So it's getting more of a festival-y type feel to it. And I'm sure as the years go on, it can only develop. It'll be the next Glastonbury. It'll be Vapenberry or something. You know, it's going that way. But yeah, there's a place for everything, isn't there? I really enjoyed the Vape Jam. And the Vape Jam did seem very Americanized, as I was saying to you, but yes, place for everything.
Marvellous. I was just giving Gary the wind-up signal because we're coming on to the first set of ads. I don't just go, "Rrr." No. So, yes, we'll talk a bit more after the first set of ads. I want to try and keep it relatively tight tonight because we've got enough stuff to go through. So we will see you in 2. Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
And now it's back to Vaper Scene on Vapor Trails TV. Vaper Scene is sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids. And welcome back. Hello. Yes, Garry and I were just talking about what we finished off in part 1 there. And Dave K, I see, has typed into chat that he is going to Vape Fest and he's camping. I really hope this year we are blessed with decent weather. Because you all remember last year on my way down to the event on the Friday, it absolutely lashed it down. And it wasn't until kind of midday on the Saturday that it cleared up. And then the Sunday was glorious. It was absolutely glorious. So I'm hoping this year that the gods are kind to us and we get decent weather. And it's not, it wasn't actually that muddy really. It was just that it got pretty damn wet, didn't it? Anyway, we're going to move straight on to the next little segment that I did on the on E-Cig Expo. I talked to quite a lot of the vendors, as did Dave Dawn, as did Dave K, actually. So I've put a little package together of the people we spoke to, or some of the people we spoke to. There'll be some more next week as well, yes. So here we go. It's E-Cig Expo Part 2. It's E-Cig Expo in Harrogate, and I'm here with Neil and Peter from E-Cigs in good old London, and they've got a brand new range of juices called the Ungudown series, which I'll be looking at over the coming weeks. I've tried some already, and they're damn good, but I shall be giving you more in-depth information as the week goes on. But Peter and Neil are going to explain a little bit about the new Underground series for us.
Okay, so what we have is a series of tobacco flavours which are based on London. And what we've tried to do is we've tried to give you a taste of urban London. Many people have tried to do tobacco and they normally have one or two. We've decided to give you a taste of tobacco, whether it's a cigarette, whether it's a pipe, however you like your tobacco, and there's a whole range that's suitable for everyone. Whether you like mints, we've got a few of those as well. And the names are placed so that you get a taste. If you're from the north of England, you might not know what Bank tastes like. Well, Bank is a Tribecaean flavour with a bit of caramel and vanilla. And this is basically to try and give you an idea of what London's about. And this is why we call it the Underground series.
The range comprises of 12 flavours, which are unique 50-50 PG-VG mix of mint and menthol stroke tobacco flavours. And as Peter said, they're synonymous to London.
Try again. It was actually very difficult selecting names that some people would think, oh, that's Underground because we've called it the Underground, but we wanted an urban taste, so that's why we called it Underground.
I do notice you haven't got one called Hackney, or Stepney, or Cockfosters.
Well, that's true, yes, that's true. They're kind of, we tried to get famous names, but we also tried to get flavours that we thought would actually match the names. So we've got Borough. Now Borough is an interesting flavour because it's anyone that likes Marlboro cigarettes or that kind of strong cigarette gives you the real cigarette experience. It's not an ashtray, it really is a tobacco in the flavour. And what's ironic is none of these are actually tobacco. These are all food-based flavours which emulate the tobacco flavours.
All our range is not steeped in tobacco. We do not contain any artificial ingredients. They are actually amalgamation of various natural ingredients, all put together to give you the unique and complex flavours, which then brings you the Underground range.
I'm certainly looking forward to trying them. I mean, I've got to say, I'm not a big fan of tobacco vape. Since I stopped smoking nearly 4 years ago, I've kind of pretty much stayed away from tobacco flavours. So it'll be interesting if you could convert me with these juices, and I should be letting you know.
Sure, not a problem. We look forward to it.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
So keep an eye out, guys, because there will be juicy sections coming on over the next few weeks, and I'll be looking at the entire range here. Thanks very much, Neil. Thanks very much, Peter.
No problem. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. I'm here with Sam from Atom, and he's got a couple of cracking, nice little devices that you would not believe would be able to sub-ohm. Sam, tell us a little bit more about the Atom.
Hi guys, basically we're introducing two models to the market today. The first entry-level product is Blaze. Blaze looks like your standard Ego, but in fact this is all sub-ohm. We've introduced the thinnest sub-ohm to the market today. This is our entry-level product. Pass-through on the bottom, variable airflow, and it's got variable wicking holes as well. As you can see, we're both on them. Tell me about it. What do you think?
I'm loving it, mate. I tell you. And like I said, this is the smaller one. You've also got the 1100 mAh version.
This is the Viper. Viper is 1100 mAh. Again, it's got the pass-through technology on the bottom. We've got variable airflow, variable wicking holes as well, a pull-off drip tip. As well as that, really, if you see the power behind the pen, it talks for itself. What do you think?
Absolutely. I'm going to look at this in a bit more detail on the show, guys, and Dave Dawn is going to be looking at the Viper. Two different devices. This is more like a clearomizer with an adjustable juice flow as well as adjustable airflow, and Dave's going to be looking at the Viper, which is very slightly different. So we'll be looking at over the next couple of shows. So keep watching.
So here we are in Yorkshire, in Harrogate, in the Yorkshire Exhibition Centre, looking at the Captain's Reserve stuff in Skulls. Why Skulls?
Because skulls are awesome. We chose the skulls because we took inspiration from Crystal Head Vodka. And one of the main statements they put on their website is that skulls are a symbol of life, something a little bit different. We thought we'd follow suit with that.
Okie doke, and your flavour range is what?
We've got 6 flavours, mainly dessert types and a couple of fruit. So we've got fruit cheesecake, Captain's Custard, which is banana caramel custard, Traitor, which is maple syrup and apple, Starboard, which is citrus fruits, Cannon Fodder, which is a fruit cheesecake base, and I'm sure I'm missing one out, aren't I?
Monkey business, huh?
Monkey business.
Monkey business, of course, monkey business, which is peanut butter and banana with a hint of chocolate.
Peanut butter and banana with a hint of chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on that one. But I will be having a look at some of the juices, and Mark will be having a look at some of the juices on the shows. And I have skulls. Look, they are. Proper little skull. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be sitting down and testing these out. I think we've already looked at some of the Captain's Reserve stuff. And Mark was behind the camera at the minute. What did you reckon to it, Mark?
Monkey business. Of course, my favourite juice from the Captain.
Marco likes monkey business.
So we've got one that likes monkey business.
Yes, no, it's not for me. Not for me. I've tried them on the stand, which is all good. So yeah, we'll be getting a look at them during the course of the shows. There's going to be more stuff coming up, but I'm taken by the skulls.
Thank you.
It's a queer thing to say. I was in Yorkshire and got taken by the skulls. Have you had a good show though?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday's been really good. Met lots of consumers, met a lot of customers as well, so it's been great to put a face to a name.
Yeah.
Today's been really good. Started meeting some new businesses. Looks like we're going to be in a number of new shops as well after the exhibition. So
that's all good.
All thumbs up from me. I think it's a well-run event.
Excellent stuff. Right, so there you've had it. You've heard it from Captain's Reserve. This is David Dunn for vaportrails.tv in Yorkshire. See you later.
Range. It's quite extensive. There's quite a few juices on there. Just how long does it take you to develop that in the time scale? What's involved? Very briefly.
I'll pass you over to Luke. So it's quite a long process. We get the raw materials in, we trial them one by one, and then we'll cherry pick our very favourite, and we will then start putting them together and piecing together the flavour and making them as complex and as rich as we can. From there, we will, when we think we're getting there, we'll pass it out to the reviewers like yourself, get the private feedback, ask the staff, and tweak, and until we absolutely nail it. And if we can't, then we'll move on and start again.
With some of them, we had one, and it took us a long time to develop this range, and we had one and it just wasn't working. So eventually we just decided we had to bin it. There was no way we could release it. It wasn't right, and no matter how much time you spend on something, if it's not right, it's not going out. Everything our whole raison d'etre is quality, and that's quality of service, quality of juices, quality of the ingredients within it. The testing, everything we do is based on that premise. So that's why when we develop flavours, we spend so much time and effort into them, because we wouldn't, we vape ourselves, and we like flavours. That's why we develop and vape all the flavours ourselves, because we love them. And we think these are the best because they're so good. And we know they're good because of the ingredients and the time it takes to create them, the depth of flavour.
Yeah, I've got to say, some of the flavours are really complex, and you can start working them out as you're vaping them. And like I said earlier, some I really like, and I could vape on them all day, every day. Others, I could vape on for a little while, then switch to something else. I know you're the same. Yeah, you switch during the day.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have about 3 or 4 tanks, and I just go through different ones as my mood takes me. But I mean, that's why we created Genie, because there is something for absolutely everyone. Like, some people might not like New York 60, for example. Other people love it. It's one of my vapes that I smoke all day. That's what I like about that range in particular. Somebody, there are people who just rave about a certain flavour, and others that rave about another one. But then the person who raves about one, like Very Licious, won't like San Clemente, for example. And there's other people who love San Clemente, French in particular, but they won't. They're not so keen on, say, Berry Crush. But I think that's what's great about the range we've got. There's something for everyone. And they can vape it in complete confidence because they know it's tested and thoroughly thought through.
Yeah,
it's not botched together in a kitchen.
No. It's not done in the bathroom, in the bathtub. And I know that you're moving to new premises and you've invested a lot of money in new equipment and state-of-the-art clean rooms to mix your juices. I know it's painful, Artie. I know it's painful. And we are going to come down at some point, and we're going to show the viewers exactly what goes into making juice at Decadent Vapors.
We've got a whole bespoke lab. It's all ISO 7. It's designed specifically around our needs, and it will be. It's absolute state-of-the-art stuff. It's brilliant. I can't wait for you guys to come and have a look at it.
Yeah, I'll be down, and we'll do something on site, and then people can really understand what goes into making the juices that they are vaping on. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. You turn up with the Bug at VAP Fest last year. You've got the steam machine this year, which I know you drove up, and you got quite a lot of looks on the motorways and things.
Yeah. People were actually taking photographs in their cars as they were going past. It's like, hello.
So it's always a joy to see you guys at the events, and looking forward to seeing you at the next one.
Definitely, yeah, great. Cheers, guys.
Thanks very much.
Hi guys, Giorgio from House of Liquid. I presume the majority of the people, they know who I am through the forums. We have a stand here. It's a lovely, lovely show. We enjoy Harrogate. We love Harrogate as well. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, say a few things about the company, about what House of Liquid is really, because we believe in vaping. We are vapers ourselves. We are vapers first, then company after. And it really upsets me when people cannot see that sometimes from emails that I receive. I love vaping. I'm a vapor over 7 years myself personally. It's my life, pretty much, vaping. So the company that we create, we believe that it's simply the top out of everything. We believe that we are the top and we try the best to do it. Every single ingredient that we're using is certified organic. Nothing else, natural and organic. And it's so difficult to actually achieve that. It puts so much work behind it. We had to work with an organic company, a company that produces organic flavor in the UK, to actually create the flavors for us, which we call them extracts because we cannot call them flavorings, as flavoring is synthetic, and make them to work for vaping. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for vaping when they do something. It's a little bit more tricky. So at the end, every taste that we create with them, we absolutely, the first thing we did is that we put it in the association, the organic association. So we know that it is organic guarantee. When we do tobaccos using real tobaccos, not a joke. Basically, we are a huge importer of tobaccos. Mainly they are Cuban tobaccos, but we're using American tobaccos quite a lot, and European tobaccos as well, Turkish tobaccos. We're using quite a lot. We do the blending in-house. So whatever, when you use an El Toro, which is basically a tobacco range, you know that it's a real tobacco. End of story. And not only is real, but it is organic as well, tobacco. Obviously, the one thing that we try to avoid is the tobaccos to have any pesticides, etc., which may transfer in the liquids, etc. We are members of ECITA, and we are very proud of it because we are regulated by ECITA. And it's one thing to do the testing yourself, and another thing to have an independent organization that actually picks the liquid from a store, come back to you and says, oh, you know, something is wrong or everything is fine. We are also the first company in the world to receive an ISO certification for the production of nicotine liquids for the e-cig market. I mean, there are thousands of production companies and factories out there that are producing food or whatever, and they've got an ISO, but for the nicotine liquids, we are the first, and we were very proud of it. We worked really hard for it. Over 6 months. I mean, nowadays we have even a person that it is dedicated manager for the ISO regulations to follow. Not just clean room, but every single thing that goes through, including batch numbers, etc. So when we do a liquid with a batch number, we don't do just a batch number, but we have recording high-tech cameras, so we can check if something goes wrong, what went wrong, through a batch number of the bottom of a bottle that it can be 2 years old.
So you've got basically full traceability right the way back from the bottle to the ingredients that was in that particular batch.
Even on the production, because we have a camera to show not only just the ingredients, but even the actual production, you know, the people that put the cap or whatever, you know. Our approach with the stores, for example, in the UK, and we supply about 500 stores in Europe. Every single store that we supply, it needs to have our display there. Not because, you know, because in a way we feel that this is our mirror to the world outside there. Also, every single store that supplies the liquids, they have to come and train our facilities, a full day training. So we show them exactly how we make its liquid, the whole process behind it, the ingredients that we're using. So these people, they know when they speak to the customers out there, they can say, I've been there, I've seen it, I know what's happening. We believe also, I personally believe my ethos is that quality is transparent. End of story. You don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to hide. Our company and liquid overall and vaping has nothing to hide. So I'm saying that today, and everybody knows me, that I have put so many times in the forums, any vapor, anytime, come to House of Liquid if you're near, knock the door, and you will come inside, you will have a tour, you will see everything what we're doing, how we're doing. We don't hide anything, we don't hide our suppliers, nothing at all. We don't mind. If somebody can beat the quality of our work, let it be, if it is competitor. We have standards basically in every ingredient that we're using that is second to best. So if somebody wants to do the same, they're welcome.
Absolutely. Well, George has actually invited us down to the facility in Nottingham, so I will be going down with the camera and I'll be showing you guys exactly how these liquids are made, and that'll be a rather interesting day.
It will be.
So Georgia, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Okie dokie, that was the last bit. Actually, there's one tiny little bit of VT left from E-Cig Expo. I've been looking at chat during that VT. I will come back with some answers to some of the questions after the set of ads. See you in 2.
Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids.
Vapers, Dripper just got 40% bigger. So if you love discovering new e-liquids, tell Dripper what flavours you like and we'll send you 70ml of juice and at least 5 flavours. With a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe, dripper.co.uk.
What's in this e-cig cloud? Harmless water vapour, right? Pretty much, yes. Compared to a lit cigarette, it's much safer than smoke. But it contains nicotine, and nicotine on its own isn't toxic and doesn't cause cancer. If you're worried about switching to vapour, here are some facts. No tar, no smoke, no burnt tobacco. Cooking your evening meal produces more toxins than are found in exhaled vapour. Tobacco smoke contains toxins at very high levels, and vapour does not. And that vapour contains 6,000 times less carcinogens than cigarette smoke. Electronic cigarette vapour. There's nothing to be frightened of. The only dangerous electronic cigarette is a banned one.
And now it's back to Vaper Scene on Vapor Trails TV. Vaper Scene is sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids.
And we're back. Hello. We're going to go very slightly over this week because I've still got a little bit more VT to show you. And coming up next is going to be Gary's bit of VT for the week. A few comments there in chat about this, the Atom, the entry level is the Atom Blaze. Now, it is a kind of an ego fitting, but the tank on the top does not fit anything else. It only fits this. So you can't take it off and put it on another ego. I haven't tried putting an ego on the battery, but I'll be doing an in-depth on this for next week's show. I'll be scoping it out, putting it on the meter, checking the resistances and the voltages coming off, etc. for next week, okay? And I've got some other things as well to show you next week that weren't in that bit of VT. It was a shame. It was a little bit quiet, I have to say. The whole exhibition was a little bit quiet. The DV guys with the steam machine, yes, it is quite a high window. I did go in and ask for a couple of 99s with flakes, but it was turned down, unfortunately. But at the back of the machine, they did have a little stand as well. where they were doing the tasting and doing the sales from, and then it was getting passed through the back window of the van. So that was kind of their stand with all the stocking, which was a cracking idea. And Archie and Luke, smashing guys, and they're driven up with Archie's wife in the van as well, and they were getting lots of attention on the motorways. So yes, it was rather good. I can go over this time. It's getting late here. Okay, Jester. Just looking in chat there. Gary, I'll come to you after we've seen your last bit of ET.
Yes, no worries.
Okay, so here's Gary with the final for the moment. MFD. No, MFT. MFT. Here it is.
Right, so I'm back in the room for my last week, and I just wanted to show you something that landed today, which is this, which I believe is made in LA. I got it from a UK website, and it is absolutely epic. Juice review, very quickly. And following on from watching Marco last week before, I purchased myself a Limo 2, which I've got fully tanked up with that juice, and it is wicking and filling and as fat free as you could possibly imagine, with the filling hole thing going on and all that. Absolutely loving this. Why am I back on the lathe? Quite simply, last week we did a the winner's trip tip, and a lot of questions come out of that, so I thought I'm going to try and address some of those as I go through sort of a process. The first one was, what was how do you get the thing once you've done the thing cut off? No, it wasn't. The first one was, how do you get the hull? Because I didn't show that process. Now basically, the way that I work is to secure this from flapping it around. I drill it first. So that already has a 5mm hole straight through the middle of it. And I use then, once I've got the 5mm hole done, that will secure the tailstock. So when that is spinning, it's level and true. I level it once, drill a hole, and basically work my way down the blank. I find that's the best way to keep it nice and level and true. Second thing was this. How'd you cut it off? Now this is looking rather dirty, and I should clean my tool more often. It doesn't smell, but cleaning one's tool is quite important, and so is keeping one's tool rather sharp. And what I tend to use to keep it sharp is a sort of like a credit card, and this is it's a diamond sharpening card, and you can get these on most places, eBay and all that sort of stuff. Diamond stuffy bits on it, and is great for sharpening penknife blades and that sort of stuff. And I just give them a little rub, something like that, till it's nice and sharp, and then that gives me the ability to par off. That was the other thing. What is it called? It's called paring. This is a paring tool, and what I'm doing is paring my work from the blank I'm working on. A lot of people make these particular things differently. Some people will take a block, pre-cut it, pre-drill it, and actually then work the block once it's on an insert. I prefer this method. It works for me. It's the way that I work, and I can work down a blank, and I know it's centered. It doesn't move out the jaws until I finish the blank and all that sort of stuff. Let me fire this up, and hopefully my newly sharpened tool will just power this one off. I think one of the other questions is, why did I keep rotating it? Because a powering tool realistically should work in this direction. It should sort of naturally go up the doodah, and if you're not going up the doodah, you might have problems, they say. But I tend to flip it and work it that way as well. Because of the way I've sharpened this, I can use it in either or direction. whichever way I feel comfortable with. And the thing is with lathe tools, you can adapt them to your style of turning, of this, of that, of the other, of paring, of whatever. And that's what I've done with that. I've adapted my paring tool, which has a little wooden handle. These things are great. Once you've got them, it's there for life, providing you look after it. Just cut this one off. The other one was, why do I put my hand there to grab it? Because if I don't, that's going flying. And there she blows. I'll pop back with my with the next question I received from last week's footage. Here we're back in the room. As I mentioned for the last time, if I didn't explain why, or we haven't as yet, it's because I've got so much going on, work-wise, and this and the other. I'm not saying I'm going to disappear forever, but for short term, most definitely, I can't do the live show, and I'm going to try and get a few videos together for Marco, as sort of and when time permits. I've got a real busy period coming up, so apologies, but it's the way of life, unfortunately. Someone said to me, how do you decide what shape you're going to turn? I don't. You know, from what I've got there, which is about 20 mil, you can turn a multitude of shapes, and some people specify what they want, some people, I just like to do it freehand. And they said, how'd you go about it? Well, first thing I do is look at the pattern, and I look at the pattern at the end and sort of guess how that would run through a finished article, and then we start to turn. Like I said, I'm not particularly worried about getting my hand all in it because I've done this for a while. And this may look incredibly speedy, but this is just one portion, as I said last week, of where we need to be for a finished article. It's always difficult to gauge what somebody would like in their gob, and when they would like it half the time. Something like that. Out of focus again. But if you look and you get a rough idea of pattern, it's quite simplistic. The next question I'll come on to in 2 seconds, because I've now got a drill, or well, we can't drill, but as I go, like I said, I drill all of the bits. I may have to stick my head in the way of this, and it's probably gone out of focus there, so I'll drill this and come back if I can find my knob. And I did find my knob, and I've just positioned this up to give this a if you like, a drill out for the connection setting. Drills relatively easily, but once you've hit the point, if you let that continue to spin, it will burn and melt all over that drill bit. So you've got to be quick and accurate, if that answers your question. Finishing. Making lots of noise was the next question. and in particular there was a question about the micro mesh and how that works and why it works and all of that sort of stuff. Well, the micro mesh is a micro mesh. It's like a very, very fine sandpaper, and effectively what you're doing when you micro mesh is taking off small layers. So you rough out your shape first. I would tend to go over with a bit of wet sandpaper to get this to a shape, which I've pretty much got the shape anyway, but it's to take out any of the machining lines, this, that and the other, and then go on to the micro mesh. The micro mesh are pads, which I did show you, which I'm going to get, but I don't think we actually explained them fully. There are 12 grits of this micro mesh, and it is literally if you like, a sponge pad with varying grades, and some of these are almost like like a plastic. When you get down to these ones are quite coarse, but when you get down to the really fine ones, they are ridiculously fine. That's a 12,000, and that is almost like, best way to describe it, paper, like a silky paper, but it does still take microns off to give you a mirror finish. There's nothing else other than these bad boys and water to get that, which looks as rough as a dog's dinner, up to a mirror shine. I shall pop back into. So we're on to our final finish, which is the 12,000, and this is the first pass as such of these. Once they get mounted on the connector, it will all get done again to get that mirror shine. So all I do is wet that and then offer it up and just gently buff that off. With the finest grade. And it's literally working in small circular motions, not putting too much pressure on the piece you're working on, just real gentle, even pressure. And the good thing about the pads is they take up the contours, so when you're working on something, they do ease it. You can just get a micro mesh which is without the pad, but something like this, and you can hear the heat it's generated. It generates a lot of heat, hence the water, and that is all you need. What I tend to do then is just finish with a little bit of cloth, just literally, this is an old t-shirt cut up, and job done for stage one. I'm going to hand you back to Marco in the studio. I will say it has been an absolute pleasure working with the team. I'm not going anywhere for the long term. I will be back, but personal circumstances mean that I don't have as much time as I should have for doing this sort of thing. I've been doing this for a fair few years now, and it was a hard decision to, if you like, depart from the team, even for a short time. This one was a conscious decision, whereas in the past, where I've had a month off, this, that and the other, it was needs must. This is a conscious decision that I need to do something. I need to change something in my life, and I need a bit more time. As much as I love doing it, unfortunately, it's you guys that got to go. Like I say, I will be around, and I will be doing something for Mark, and it's been a pleasure putting together the Tenure Tip with myself originally, and then with Mark, God rest his soul, and now with Marco. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll hand you back to Marco in the studio, and I'll catch you very soon.
There you go. That was the last MFT for some time, and we are slightly over time, and we're going to be even more over time, because before we say goodbye, I wanted you to see this last bit of VT, and this is 2 whole days of not Vaper Expo, E-Cig Expo, 2 whole days of E-Cig Expo, time-lapsed into 3 minutes 20 seconds. If you came to our stand, have a look for yourself. Yeah. And there you go. That was 2 days of of time lapse every 10 seconds. And yes, Morph, you were there a lot. we enjoyed having everyone come down and chat, and we had a great time. I hope if you are going to be at the next one in Birmingham a week on Saturday, that you pop along and say hello to that. And no doubt we'll have the camera on time lapse there too. Yes. So Garry, you're watching that and watching chat. You've got a minute. Yeah, you've got a minute because we are 5 minutes over time currently. Yeah. So here you go. Here you go.
A minute's probably stretching it. No, they look cracking, didn't it? I loved the time lapse stuff. I need to learn how to do that at some point. Looked a really good event. Good to see Cliffy there as well. I like
Cliffy, yeah.
But yes, it was good. It was good. I will say it's been emotional. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not going anywhere great distances. Hopefully, as soon as things sort themselves out, I'll be back, and would love to be back with this man here to continue what we started. I don't know how long ago did we start doing this? It's
last October. September. Yeah.
Fair while ago. So yes, I'll say thank you, and thank you to all the viewers, and thanks for the support, questions, and the team. Love the team. Can't forget the team. Yes, but it will be emotional. It's going to be strange not having to spend, the weekends and all that doing this, and having time to do other bits. But hopefully, in the near future, I will be back. I shall leave you with that one.
Marvellous. Well, there we go. That was Vaper Scene for this week. I shall be back next week with more stuff once I've filmed it, of course. And going forward, I shall no doubt be having my usual gamut of guests appearing from time to time. So I will see you next week. Don't forget, tomorrow night it is The Cave with Mr. Matt Garish. And then on Thursday, it's the Haze Hour with Dave, who will more than likely have more to say about E-Cig Expo. Monday, more than likely going to be the Melee, something like that. And then I'll see you next Tuesday. No pun intended. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you again to everyone who came and saw us at the weekend. Hope to see you all soon. And I will see you next week. Ta-ta! Bye-bye!
Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and Pure Perfection e-liquids.